Welcome to Shiko TV USA. This is your favorite channel, Shiko TV USA, and I'm Shiko Hope. And this is a home of hope where we say inawezekana, we say everything is possible. And this is another day that we are going to look at this video. You have been asking these questions from the time we started posting our 𝙦𝙘𝙧 series videos. And I have been telling you guys a video is coming, a video is coming, a video is coming. So any question you have been asking from the time we started posting the 𝙦𝙧 series video, the very first video up to where we have reached up to now, all your questions will be answered in this comprehensive video. So before we continue, grab a book and a pen because you need to write these notes for your future reference, of course. You who have this dream of coming to the US or who is already here in the US and you would love to know what is the process of buying a home, be it an old home or a new building, this is the video for you to watch. So grab that thing and come and let's look at what are the requirements and what is the whole process like. So before we continue, let me say that we have experienced buying both an old home and a new home. So I have both experiences and I'm going to give all the processes of the old home or a new home. That is my according to my experience. That is, maybe another person's experience is different from my experience, but this is my experience that I'm sharing with you. Are we together? Before we continue, like the video, like, so that many people will be recommended to watch this video and them too will get to know how to go about this. So like the video and share with your loved ones. Now, the home buying process in America. This is what we are going to look now. I think this video might be a bit longer, but it is all worth it. So be patient and let's learn together, because I don't want to rush and then you start now asking another question which I might be have skipped when I am doing this video. So be patient and let's look at this comprehensively. Now, the home buying process. When we came here, you know, it starts with your, would you like to get or to own a home? How soon would you like to own it? Do you have what it takes to buy a home? So inside me, I came here, and as I was still a newcomer, and as I was touring around the neighborhood and everywhere, I just came to realize that these homes, these big homes, they are not just like by people just like me. So it became my dream that one day I will own a home in America. I didn't care whether I was very fresh or whether I was 10 years in America. What was in me was I would love to own a home in America, and this should be soon. Actually, I said this should be soon, and how soon is soon? Let's see. So I was just walking and I started googling on how much the home goes, and of course I had to start asking my friends or colleagues at work, at church, anybody who comes close to me. I have to ask any idea or any information on how to go about buying a home. And many people whom I used to ask, they were like, oh, Shiko just came the other day and now you're asking about buying a home. That is so fast. Tulia kwanza. Take your time so that you can learn how the system works, and you will own a home one day. But for right now, relax and continue working and make your credit score and everything. So because there is something in me and that is eating me inside, you know, something that is bothering you a lot, you keep on minding or thinking about it. So we came here in January 2018, and by the time we were going to our home from our host place, you know, I'm still in my host place, but I'm asking about buying a home. You see that crazy faith? That is me. So we went to our home, our first apartment, that is, and we stayed there for 1 year. And when by that time, I'm still researching about buying a home. although not very good, because I'm getting a lot of information on Google, and sometimes Google can lead you away or astray, or can answer your questions 100%. So when we now move to our second apartment, we moved to our next apartment in 2019, that is in March 2019. By that time now, this urge of owning a home, it became so stronger, and I was like, till when am I going to be moving apartments? Till when? If you have not watched the apartments that we were living the first time and the second time, there is a video about that still on this channel. Go and see why we moved the apartments. I don't want to go back to these details because the video is there on why we moved apartments. So go watch that video. So in 2019, when we were already 1 year in America, we moved out to the second apartment, and we were living in 3rd floor. So there was somebody who was below us and another building below us. So we were on 3rd floor. And I had a 3-year-old by that time. My boy was 3-year-old, and he was so active. So he runs up and down, up and down. This person who is below us was complaining that there's too much noise from upstairs. That is us. And of course, you can't like restrict your child from playing, because a child is a child. He has to play. So he went to bring the complaints to the complex, and they came and they emailed us about the noise, not once, not twice, 3 times. So I was mad, because I'm like, I went to the complex and I told the complex, you people, you are telling me about the noise, and you know I have a 3-year-old. What do you want me to tell that boy not to play? You have to understand. So they were like, oh, so this is a 3-year-old baby, so there is nothing we can do about it. But inside me, I'm praying, God give me somewhere that my kids will play with nobody complaining about it. And God, I was so persistent in praying that prayer. And that was in April, that is when we moved in. So by the time we are in June, we had already received 3 complaints. And they were like, you guys, you need to know how you will guide that baby. And I told this neighbor, you know what, I know you don't have a baby, but one day you'll get one, because she was pregnant. And I understand that you work nights, so during the day you are at home sleeping. And I'm sorry, because that is when my baby is so active. So the neighbor below us decided to move. That's her. So she left. So we were left, but we were not still, for me, I was not good, and I was not happy because of these complaints from the neighbors. So my urge for looking for a house still continued. By the time we were in August, we just seated here, there, my family, and they were like, guys, why can't we try to buy a new home? And you know what? I was told, because you're at home, why can't you look for the requirements that are needed, and then we can start from there. I was waiting for that. I looked on Google, the requirements and everything. I wrote the requirements that I found on Google, and also on the realtor companies and everything. So I did my homework very thoroughly, and in the evening I brought my my report, and I was told, okay, so because today is Friday, what do you want us to do? Because I was like, I have some contacts I found on Google for real estate. We can call and they can take us through the process. So I was like, so I was told, why didn't you call? I was like, I will call tomorrow morning. So tomorrow morning was on a Saturday. I called, and the person that picked the call was a real estate agent. So he went, he booked a consultation session with us the following day on a Sunday, that is, because we don't work Sundays. Actually, we have never worked Sundays. So on Sundays, we are all free. So we had to meet in an afternoon, in a Sunday afternoon. So we went there, and he told us this is the process, and this is what I'm now sharing with you. So that was just an introduction on how the urge, the need to get a home in America as early as 1 year old in America started. So this is now there. That was just an intro, and this is now how things went from that point. So we went to the real estate agent, and he told us, we work as a team. This is a real estate company. We work as a team. I am the realtor. There is a lender. There is a guarantor. So we are all a big firm, but we will all help you here. Today is a Sunday. I'm the only one who is here because I had an appointment with you guys. But this is what you need. So he referred us to the lender or the guarantor So because he's already has our details, he called the guarantor, one of them, and we booked an appointment with them now the following day on a Monday, very early in the morning, 8 a.m. So we went to the guarantor, and he told us, for you to get a mortgage, this is what you need. So your credit score should be good. You should have a good credit score. And then you should have a stable income. And also, you should be a legal permanent resident in the US. So do you have that? All right, bring the documents. You see, you have to submit the documents. It is not just a word of mouth. Yes, I am a PR. Yes, I have a stable job, because you might be having a stable job to you, but it might not qualify you to get a mortgage. So we gave all these requirements. So the guarantor or the lender had to pre-approve us. So by that time, it was both of us. Because we were not earning that much. Actually, you guys, you know, when you are 1 year in America, you are not that well. But because you have this dream, you have to push it. So both of our credit scores were checked, and we were pre-approved. So after pre-approval, by that time we were now buying the old house, already an old house. So after that, he advises us there are different kinds of loans that you can qualify for. There is first-time home buyers loan. You can get that. You can also go for the veterans, of course. If you have if you are in the military, there is that one for the military. It is called VA. And then there is another one called conventional loan. And then there is another one which is very hard to get. This one is USDA. USDA is for those people who want to buy in very rural areas, which is covered by the USDA. USDA stands for United States Development Authority. So it is somewhere in the rural areas which is developing. So for us, we are not veterans, so that one is out. Conventional requires some kind of down payment, some huge down payment. So we had to go with USDA, first-time home buyers, and conventional. So, but you know what? They work with what you want. For us, we were to check on which ones among these three loans will be the best for us. So we were like, let's start with this one. This one that they are saying it is very hard to get. Let's try that. Because with USDA, you are going somewhere very far, somewhere very rural, interior, in the interior sites. So we asked them, and which are these areas which are covered by the USDA? So we were shown a map. This place is under USDA. And we were like, all right, let's go with the USDA. And what is the benefit of USDA? Okay, the benefit of USDA is that there is no down payment needed. There is no down payment needed. Actually, you just need to pay the closing costs. And we were like, oh, wow. So we went home. We were like, let's go and discuss about it. We are going to give you a call and tell you if you want to go with the USDA loan or not, or conventional loan, or the first-time home buyers. That is the FHA loan. So when we went home, we started Googling on this USDA thing, the map, the areas covered. And then we started looking at the homes available in those areas. So we could check for the homes, and we were like, this place is under USD, this place is so much developed. So we called the lender, and we told them, let's go with USDA. So the real estate agent, now we started working with him, and we had also to see how okay, the real estate now was given the go ahead for us to go on with the job, with the house hunting in the USDA areas, and we were looking for the houses. So the real estate agent could send us more homes. Check out this one, check out this one, check out this one. It is in the USDA area, and we would get some good homes. Some the money that we were pre-approved by that time, we were approved for $250,000. So the homes that we could get should be below 250 USD. And so the homes that he was sending us, they were the same range, but you know, you have to get some more homes for you to get what you want. You know, it is not just a home, it is what you want. So it took us like 1 month to do the house hunting or the home hunting, and then we settled on 3 particular homes. These particular homes, one was somewhere isolated, there were no neighbors, so we were a bit cautious, because wait, there are no neighbors and this place is so much like deserted. Hey, that one was like, no, but the house was big, it was so beautiful, and the money that they were asking, that was going for so little money. But we were so we were so scared about going there with kids, of course, young kids, and then the school was so far. So these are the factors that you consider when you're buying a home. So we settled on the last 2. So the other 2, they were like this house and opposite. So the opposite house found a buyer who was giving not cash, but he was going for the conventional loan, so she had to put some down payment. And for us, we are going with USDA loan, which we were not to do the down payment. So of course the seller would take the conventional loan, because the down payment is already will be made by the. All right, so we were left with this one. Of course, it was a good one. Of course, we needed a bigger house, which was, we were looking for a 4-bedroom, all the way from an apartment 2-bedroom. You guys, you can see the thing in Shiko and family. We wanted the best for our family, so we wanted the big house, 4-bedroom or 3-bedroom, but we were most interested in the 4-bedroom. And the school distance, of course, you know how far the school was. You know, have been following us, you know, the school where my kids were going, it was just a walking distance, less than 10 minutes. So everything was well. Where I was to transfer for my job, it was still very close, 6 minutes drive from my home. So everything was well, and so we settled on that home. Once you settle on that home, you know, I have my notes here with me, so I don't want to forget. I don't want to forget anything. So after now you have settled with this home, now the lender or the guarantor takes your loan application to the underwriter. The underwriter now asks for more documents, the stable job, income. Okay, now because we were doing it jointly, it is both of us. The proof of permanent residence, the proof of, yeah, it is this one. The credit score, still they had to run, the underwriter has to run the credit score again, because you don't have to mess with your credit score so that it can go down, and now the amount that you are pre-approved, it will go down. No, you have to be very careful about your credit score. And then of course the pay stubs of how much we earn every 2 weeks or every month. So we provided everything for the underwriter. And this underwriting process, it is the worst and most crucial point in this home buying process. The underwriter can get that you do not qualify for the mortgage. and also he can get that you are pre-approved, and he will now give you a go ahead, and he will do you the final approval. With the final approval, of course, now you are good to go. Okay, so after finding a home, after you find a home, you have to pay for the earnest money. Earnest money is like now committing. Now, I want this house, because there are so many buyers around and everybody will get to see that home. So you commit yourself with some amount of money before you go through the underwriter and everything. And maybe you can also change your mind and you see, oh, I'm not, okay, I found a better home other than this one. So the earnest money is like committing, it is like committing yourself. So by that time we paid, I think, $2,000 for the earnest money. It is refundable. In case you change your mind, it is refundable. In case you don't change your mind, you go ahead with buying the house, it will then count towards the closing. So nothing is going to, you are not going to lose anything for your earnest money. So we put $2,000 for the earnest money in our old home, and then they lock the mortgage. So even if the homes in the neighborhood prices shoot, your home will not shoot. Your home price will not shoot. Before now you continue with the other processes of underwriting. Now the home is locked in, in the price that you locked in. And then the underwriter finishes, and then once everything is okay, the underwriter now gives you final approval. And then with the final approval means now you are good to go. Now because it is an old home, that the first home was an old home, so you get in an inspector. Inspector comes. For us, we were very, very much paranoid. I can say we are paranoid because we sent 2 different inspectors. Of course, inspection is not that expensive. By that time, we were paying $200 per inspector. So they go and check everything that requires to be fixed, any appliances which is not working, anything that needs to be fixed, the inspectors do that. So we sent one inspector in the morning and another one went in the afternoon. So we combined all the reports, and of course we forwarded to the seller, and they had to, okay, we give the realtor, our real estate agent, and then the real estate agent of the buyer, now they know how to fix this. So they fix everything. If there is anything that wants to be replaced, they were replacing. For us, I remember they replaced a microwave, and they also replaced the dishwasher. We found a fridge there, so the fridge was okay, it was working, but it was an additional appliances. The house was not coming with a fridge, but the seller decided to leave the fridge there because wherever she was going to upgrade. So she was like, I'm just leaving the fridge for free. So that is it. After now the inspector is done, the fixing and repairs is done, now you have now a time for your walkthrough with your realtor. So we walked through with our realtor, and then we are scheduled now for the closing dates. Before now you walk through, the lender sends you the closing disclosures. This is all the information about your mortgage. This is the mortgage loan. This is how much you'll be paying per month. These are the rates. These are the interest, the principal. Everything is in those disclosures. And this is the amount of money you are needed to bring at the closing table. Because we were going with USDA, of course, we didn't have to do any down payment, but we had to pay some closing costs. Of course, it was like $6,000. And then you remember we had paid $2,000 earlier, the earnest money. When we deduct in the closing table, we paid $4,000. And this money, the closing cost money, you don't pay cash, you don't pay by card, you do a cashier's check. So you pass through your bank, you buy a cashier's check, and you send the cashier's check to the title company. And that is it. So in the closing table, you are needed to have your green card or your DL, and then you also needed to have the cashier's check, and that's all. And that's all because all the other documents you provided during the process. That is the process what we used to buy with our first old home. That was a first old home already. That house was built in 2011. Of course it was not that old. It was built in 2011 and we went there in 2019. No, in 2020. That's when we moved there, in that house in 2020. So that is the process that we used to buy our first home. And then once you buy your first, there are so many advantages that you get from buying a home. Of course, the ones that we enjoyed from apartments. Of course, the kids were very happy. They can jump anytime they want, anywhere they want. There is a backyard all by yourself. They can run. You as a mama, you can plant your onions there. Of course, buying a home is something good. Now let's go now look at the now buying a new home in the process that we went through. You people, I told you this video will be a longer, but I hope you are taking some notes. So we are done with the old home. Now we are in the new home. Why did we decide we want to buy a new home? All right. One day I told you, if you have been very keen following my 𝙏𝙖𝙖𝙑 video, there is a video I told you people that I was homeless. Not in America, but I was homeless in Kenya. I don't want to go much into details with this homeless thing because it can make me so emotional. But I prayed to God that one day, God, I know you bless me with a home that I will be very proud of. And also because this happened when I was very young. Actually, I was a teen when I was homeless. I prayed to God that my kids should never experience what I experienced during my teenage. Homelessness is something that I can't even wish for even my worst enemy to experience that. All right, let me not go back into that. A video will be loading soon about that experience. Now, why did you decide, Shiko? Why did you decide to get a new home? You already have a home. Why now another home? Very soon. Because if you came to the old house in 2020, right now you are in 2022. That was so fast, Shiko. Why? What drove you to this? Okay. So when we bought our old home, of course my kids were happy. Everybody has his or her different separate bedroom and everybody was happy. But to me, I was like, I'm not yet there. I know my God can provide for more and more. I know. Of course, I decided now this one, I started myself. Me, myself, and I. Nobody, I did not involve anybody. And I started looking for new homes. The prices of the new homes around my place. And if you can remember, there is a video I showed you. You guys, I'm referring you to my other videos. There is a video I sent you in 2020 about, is it 2020 or last year? About a home tour in Salina, Texas, another home tour in Princeton, Texas, and another home tour, I think, was it in Anna, Texas, or Melissa? Road trips that I was taking you to Salina, Texas, Melissa, Texas, Anna, Texas. All those trips I was going for home hunting, new home, actually. Me, whenever I love anything, actually I hold it in my hand and I can drive up to 30 miles to go and see whatever I want. So I was taking my kids and my family, of course, my whole family. I'm like, let's go and see these homes. They are in Anna, they are in Salina, they are in Melissa. So whenever we go there, I go to the sales agent and I'm like, how much are your homes? What are the floor plans and everything? That is me. Yes, I know I'm not in an apartment, but I want a better thing. By that time, of course, Corona was there. But when we were buying our old home, Corona was not yet there. The homes were very cheap. During that time. I know you have been asking me, Shiko, how much did this house costed? Okay, I forgot to say that when I was doing the old video. So the old home, our first ever home, we bought it at 230 USD. It was a big home, 4-bedroom, very spacious. Actually, it was like 1,800 square feet, something like that. It was a very big home, 230, yes, USD alone. And amount of money I was paying, I remember I did a video about how much I was paying for my mortgage. I was paying at 1,700 per month. Very cheap, very cheap actually. And I actually sometimes I look at myself and I'm like, Shiko, you did it. That was the best decision you have ever made for your family, getting a home. Sometimes I congratulate myself, like, Shiko, you did it. All right, now about the new home. This thing started when we were not yet, I think we were 1 year old in the old home, and then we started now looking for the, and that's me. So every time we are together at home, we're like, let's go to Selina. We drive, we see those homes. By them seeing, they developed that urge of owning a new home. So it is not something I told them direct, but actually it came to them after now all these trips to the new buildings and everything. And then I was told by the head of the family, I don't know what it is in your mind. Are you planning maybe to get a new home, a new built home? And I was like, yes, that's my goal. And I was like, where do you want us to go? And I was like, can we go to Melissa? Can we go to Anna? Can we go to Selina? Can we go to Princeton? Can we go to, even in 𝙏𝙗𝙖, there are some other new homes that were being built there. So after all those tours, of course, we were in 𝙏𝙗𝙖, in our, where we are living, it is 𝙏𝙗𝙖, so we are at the border. So the 𝙏𝙗𝙖 side, it was not that appealing to us. So we were like, let's go to Selina. Let's go to Melissa. Let's go to these sides. So we started now being focused in these sides. Selina, Melissa, Anna, all these sides. So we were to go see the sales agent every Sunday. And then we were put in the wait list because the house, after Corona now, the houses demand went so high and supply was not that high. So the house prices went up, and also the rates went up and the demand went up. So we went to like three builders or 3 companies that are selling new homes. And whenever we go, we are put into a wait list. We are told, okay, this plan, because whenever you are going to buy a new home, you are given the plans they have, you select your favorite plan. So of course I didn't want the old house was a bungalow. It was not a, what do we call the 2-story building. Okay, so we wanted now something different. So we were looking now for a 2-story building or 2-story home. So we went to you check on the plans, they have the 2-story plans, and then you look and you are like, this one is going for this much, this one is going for this much, this one is going for this much. So for us, of course, we have a big family. There's those plans which are small sizes, there's some medium sizes. For us, we went for the biggest floor plan. Say Faith. And I was asked, Wenama, uko na kitu mzuri hii yote? This is a very big home. And I'm like, yes, our family is growing. Can't you see? And I was like, this is a very big home. Yes, I'm going for it. Of course, the money that it was going for, it was not that much. It was not that much considering other whatever. So this is the very best plan that we took. And I was like, okay, I had like 3 options, but this was the biggest of them. So when I went home, this is me now doing this thing during the day. When the kids are in school, when the dad is at work, now I go around, go to the sales agent, check into the tour, this floor plan, another floor plan. So whenever I'm going home, I have some detailed information about these floor plans. But the one that I wanted, it was a 4-bedroom, and it was a bit smaller, but it was very cute. Oh my gosh, it was very cute. So when I brought all these 3 plans, Shiro and the dad, they were like, "Ay, mom, why don't you, okay, which one do you want?" I was like, "I need this particular plan. No, let's go with this one." Why this one? Because this one has 4-bedroom, and then it has an extra room. They were saying it is an office, which you can make up another bedroom, because the master bedroom is very big. It's very big. You can make your office in the master bedroom. And I was like, but this plan is not that cute like this. Wachana na cuteness. Look at the space. Look at the size. And I was like, all right, Len, let's settle with this one. So we were put in wait list. I called the sales agent. "Oh, we're interested in this particular floor plan. Go ahead and put us in the wait list." So we were put in wait list. So they were like, "There is some lots coming up soon. We are going to let you know once these people who are ahead of you have already secured their lots." So we just now settled on that, and we were like, now let's wait. After 1 month, that is when we received an email. "Hey, there are some lots available, and so they said you a map. Your floor plan will go to this particular lot or this particular lot in this particular street." So you have given the map so you can see the main road and where these two, okay, for us we were given 2 options. There is one which is near the main road, and there was one that is interior kidogo, like after like 7 more lots, another, now you go to the other one. So we took this one which is almost near the main road, and we were like, all right, now this is it. Go ahead and put your earnest money so that you can lock the price. Of course, by that time it was in 2021 August, exactly 1 month, exactly 1 year from now. The other one. So we locked our, okay, that was in August when we were looking for the house, but we locked our house in September, late September. Locking, I told you, it is, you lock that price, so you lock it, and of course you have to pay the earnest money because you have to commit yourself. Of course, even this house, actually we paid 1,500. It was so cheap. The earnest one was 1,500, so we paid 1,500 and we locked. This house was going for, you can't believe it, this house was going for 310,000 US dollars. Very cheap considering the area and also considering the market, the home market. It was going for 310 was another plan, the one that I wanted initially, but this one was a bit bigger. This one was going for 325. So we locked on 325. That one we did lock in October 2021. 325. So by that time, remember, Shiko is here telling you, guys, let's meet in Nairobi. I'm coming to Nairobi in December, blah, 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 blah. Remember? But now remember, this is another requirement: stable income, credit score, and everything. You need to be very careful with these requirements. So Shiko, nimelock. I have locked the home. But let me ask you, let me tell you one thing. One partner can qualify for the mortgage. It is not a must that both of you as partners, you qualify for the mortgage. No. One partner can qualify. If his income is good, he can go ahead with the with the mortgage process. Remember, you have another mortgage, the other old home. Inawezekana, it is possible. So for us, of course, I had to play my cards well. I don't want to mess with anything, and I went to Kenya. When I was in Kenya, I'm still receiving some emails. Send this document, send this document, send this document. I was in Kenya physically, but my mind was in here. Every time I am opening my emails, send this, send this, send this. Because it is a process where you keep sending documents, sending documents, sending documents. So when we were in Kenya, before we come to Kenya, there is a video we did, the first Zenga series video. When we came here, when this house was on the slab, it was just the slab. Okay, I was like, I am, you know what? Getting pre-approved is one thing, and getting final approval is another thing, and closing it is another thing. So I was like, this is a very, very delicate process we have started. It is you that I have put here. I claim and that I will acquire this home in the mighty name of Jesus. I'm going to Kenya, and I know you are going to be with me, and everything they ask, I'm going to provide. Hallelujah. Because with God, everything is possible. So after that, now this is the new home. The process is almost the same. Of course, our realtor, the one we used with the old home, he's the same realtor we use with this new home, because he's so much knowledgeable, and he understands us, and he, of course, he's also an immigrant just like us, although from Europe, but he's good. I can work with him. Even next time, I will use him with my next home, because this is not the end. God will bless me more, and I will buy another home. Yes, in Jesus' name, amen. So the process is the same. Credit score, pay stubs, stable income, all these we provided, and then the process continues. Building a new home is a bit hectic, because you don't know when it will complete. The sales agent has to be updating you on your progress. Of course, we had to be coming here. Initially, we were coming here like after 2 weeks, we come and see the progress. But it reached a time when we came back from Kenya, we were coming every weekend to come and see the progress ourselves. And sometimes we were now updating the sales agent. You go to the office, we found the sales agent, and he's like, now, we are waiting for the inspector to come and do this. We are telling him, the inspector was there, and it is done, and it is this, we have this, and we have this. So we were like updating the sales agent, because we wanted to follow each and every step of our home. Let's come to the inspection side. Buying a new home, most of the builders, most of the sellers, most of the realtors will not tell you about inspection. There is a video I saw somewhere. Someone said that he did not want an inspector because this is a new home. You need an inspector in every home. Actually, with the new home, you need the inspector like minimum of 2 times. Don't be like swindled with this way, that you don't need inspector. You know why? First, I have to put in this book. You need an inspector because, one, okay, this is the most crucial stage where you need an inspector or inspection in a new build. Before, you remember when the home is being built, there is this connection, the plumbing, the electric connection, this thing before they do the sheetrock. All these connections should be inspected by a qualified and a professional inspector. They should be inspected. Of course, I know the seller or the builder will tell you, we are waiting for the inspector, but you yourself, you have to hire your own. Inspection is not that mad or that much. 200-300, you good with an inspector, okay? So let you have your own inspector. come inspect your house with this electric connection, plumbing, and everything before they do the sheetrock. The sheetrock is now covering all those connections. You need that for inspector, that to be inspected. Don't be lied by anybody that no. Once they seal, once they put the sheetrock, there is nothing you can do about it. Please, getting a new home, you need inspection during that stage. And also, after now everything is done, you need now another inspection for minimum 2 times during the connections and after. Now, before you come in, before you move in, you need inspection. But the most important one is this one before they put the sheetrock. Okay? Yes, I know you have been coming to the comment sections asking, Shiko, who did not do the inspection? And I'm like, For me, I advise you do inspection before, during the connections, and also after before you move in. So inspection is done. Of course, they'll do with the city council, but you know what? It is good, you know, you have the report yourself. At least you are in peace. Okay? Yes. And this is it. Once so the process is the same like the old one about underwriter and everything. And then underwriter will do something called appraisal. The appraisal is this. You locked. Okay, for us, we locked when the price was 325, right? And that was in October 2021. Right now, the price is not here. It's no longer 325. Oh, actually, it is 385. The last time I checked, for this particular plan, floor plan is 385 or 400. Let's assume it is 400. Okay? Appraisal will see how much is the house going for as per that time of appraisal. Is it high or is it low than what you locked in? Okay? For us, of course, I just told you, the price is high. When we were doing the appraisal, the price was 370. So it is appraised for more money. So that is a plus for us. Actually, the house is gaining it's gaining an equity when we are not yet already there. So that is a plus. So they appraised, and it is good. It was appraised for more money than what we were paying for it. And then once the house is appraised, now the building is done, inspection is done, appraisal is done, and the writer now gives you the final approval. Final approval now is like you have been in that, you see, you have been caged in that cage since the time you locked in your price until now. You cannot change jobs. You cannot do a huge purchase with your credit cards. You can't do anything crazy. But you can change jobs. Listen to me. You can change job. If you are doing a mortgage or you're in the process of home buying, you can change a job if the job is paying more than what you are initially earning. So let nobody tell you that you can't get another job. You can, so long as the pay is stable and it is up or more than what you are earning initially. You can of course change, but you can't now go to you can't go from full-time to part-time. You can't do that. That one will disqualify you. You can also not go to a new job which pays less. It is better you remain with the same job until you are done with this, until you are final approved. You remember, people, I was telling you I work nights. I don't like nights, but I used to work nights. Why? Because nights I earn a lot. I earn more money during the night. And because I can't go to days when I'm in the home buying process. Because when I go to days, it is less money. Even if it is $1 less, it is less, and it will affect your home buying. Okay? I had to work nights because I had to sacrifice myself to get this home. Guy, with the things that we do. Ooh. I worked nights for 9 months because I knew what I wanted and I actually achieved. And I know you have been asking, Shiko, what kind of a job? You people, you know what I was doing, but what I was doing at night, it was something different. Something different because I wanted this money to get this home, the sacrifice, the everything, but it is all worth it because do I work nights now? No. Now, after final approval, you're good to go. You're good to go. The next stage or the next process is now the orientation. So for the new home, you are final approved, and when you are final approved, the lender is the one now next to send you the closing disclosures. The closing disclosures are these things. This is your mortgage loan, this is the down payment needed, this is the rates, this is everything. Okay, so after final approval, you get the disclosures, and then these things went very fast because after getting the disclosures, now we were scheduled for the orientation. For the orientation, of course, we came with the builder, of course, and we went through the house, pointing this needs fixing, this needs fixing, this needs fixing. We could have blue taped with him. Of course, that is their job to blue tape, but he was going for another orientation somewhere, and for us, we were to go to work and blue taping. So he was like, go ahead and do the blue taping because we have everything in records. My people will come to fix whatever we have seen. So we did our orientation like today, and after 2 days, we went for the closing. So whatever, we did a video and we were blue taping. That one was done. We were blue taping during the night, right? Because in the morning we had came and we had done the orientation, and blue taping should go hand in hand, but we asked him if we can come later and do the blue taping ourselves because the time was running. Because here you don't just call in, I'm not coming to work, hey, I will come late, agakeke. There's some point that you want and this can cost you. So you're like, blue taping, we are going to do it so long as you know this is where it needs to be fixed and everything. So that's what we did. And after now walk through an orientation, now the next thing is for you to go to the closing table and you go with the cashier's check. Of course, the cashier's check, let's go back to the disclosures. The disclosures, remember now this one, the first home we went with USDA. You can only qualify with USDA once, okay? Once. That one is good if you don't have a down payment, okay? But this one, where we are right now, it is not somewhere in USDA area. So this area you can't do SDA, and of course we could not qualify for USDA because we had USDA with the former house. So here we went with conventional loan, and then the down payment, you can decide if you want to do 3%, 5%, 20%, 10%. It is you to decide what percent you want to put down for your down payment. So with these mortgage disclosures, with these disclosures from the lender, they have listed everything well. So this is the earnest money you paid, this is the down payment you are required to pay, this is the closing costs that you are required to have during the closing of the house. So this amount that you must have, of course not cash, not card, you get a cashier's check. So for me, I had to go get a cashier's check from my bank the day before the closing day, so I can come with it at home. I pray for it. I pray for it because it is a huge amount of money, of course. You pay for us. For me, I think I paid, let me not tell you how much I paid for the down payment, but you look at that check like this and you are like, mwadhani ingekuwa ni Kenya mimi. Woo! So you pray, I prayed for that check and I'm like, mwadhani, I hope this is I will not regret this. And of course, so far so good. So we went for the closing. You saw in the videos. So if you have not watched our videos of the Jenga series from the first video up to where we moved in, right now we are here. We are still continuing arranging the house, organizing and everything. And soon and very soon a video or house tour will be loading soon. And so far so good. So home buying process is that hectic. If you look back, this process started from a dream, and leave alone the older house, now this one, the trips I have been taking with my family so that this thing can get in there, that we too we can get a new home, a home that this home we are the first owners. Okay, and we thank God for this far because it has taken his hand. Actually, we don't take it for granted, remembering that I was homeless in Kenya, my motherland. It is something that you tell God for. Sure, God, you are faithful and your blessings are yes and amen. I know you are now telling me down below that Shiko, give us that story how you are homeless in Kenya. That story will be loading also. So wait for it. Hopefully I will manage to give you something without being so emotional, because it is something that happened yesterday. It is so much fresh in my heart or in my mind, and every time I think about it, I just kneel before God and I tell God, for sure you are God who is able and God of order. So everything is possible here in America. Anybody can get whatever he needs. Actually, I'm not saying that we are yet there. No, we are not yet. There are some bigger and better and classier homes in America. Custom homes. Something that you are like, woo, is this for one person? We are not yet there. There are some better things that our Lord has in store for us and has in store for you too. The only thing is that God holds our future in his hand like this, and he knows that, Mary, this is you now, this is you next year, this is you in 20 years to come. That is only God who knows our tomorrow, and he holds our tomorrow. So more blessings are coming, and what I have learned in this whole journey is that you can achieve anything that you want, so long as you put in sacrifice. You have that faith, you have that hope, you put in sacrifice, nothing good is achieved easier. And also, you ignore the naysayers. There are so many naysayers out there. There are so many naysayers that will tell you, hey, you just came the other day and you're thinking about buying a home. Relax. Get into the system. Shiko, no run, no rush. Huh? For me, there is this person I told, I'm not rushing actually. I'm in God's speed. When I was buying the first home, when I was looking for the information to buy the old home, I was like, the naysayers, you can't, you work at Walmart, you want $10 per, you want $10 per hour, you can't afford to buy a home in America with $10. Who told you that I still earn $10? You don't know if I earned $10 for 2 months and then God promoted me. Maybe I earn double of that. You don't know. For me, maybe you see me like this $10. But God removed me from that $10 thing. And maybe he uplifted me to more dollars per hour than that $10. There is that person, actually, whatever he told me, it discouraged me a little, but I was like, Wajiko, this is your life. He's just one person who is saying it is not possible. But you know it is possible, right? So go ahead and pursue your dream. Work hard. Work hard. And God, you know what? Promotions comes from God, right? Don't listen to naysayers. Even when Nehemiah was building the walls of Jericho, of Jerusalem, there were some naysayers that were telling Nehemiah, you can't build this thing. But Nehemiah kept on what? Building it until he finished. The same thing, even in this life, wherever you are, maybe you are in college, Some people are telling you it is not possible. You are going to college, you are this young, you have babies, you have a family, blah, 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 blah. Those are naysayers. Ignore them. And I always tell you, people, ignore the naysayers. Focus. If this naysayer is one of your friend, drop him. Friendship will not add anything in you so long as this friendship is not genuine. That is a fake friend. Okay? Drop their friend and go ahead and move on and focus with your life and God. With that, of course, there are sacrifices to make. Working nights, working double shifts, feeling like you have neglected your family because you are always at work. But at the end of all, you are going to celebrate together and you are going to achieve your dreams, and all glory goes to God, not to anybody. All glory goes to God. So that is our home buying process. I can preach. I can preach. So it had made me harder to be more patient, and it has also taught me that nothing comes easily to achieve this thing, and I'm not yet there. I'm not saying that now I'm relaxed, I'm in my comfort zone. No, I told you. Iko bere agairo tire ke dore tare fatana wetekia nyamo kere kemwe wa kemwe. Sorry if you didn't get what that song is saying. It is saying that our God still has a lot of big and better and best thing for us. It is up to us to receive one by one, one by one, one by one, from homeless in Kenya to a homeowner in America, because our God lives and our God makes our dreams come true, because all dreams are valid and all is possible with God. May God bless you. If you have any question, but I hope I answered your questions. If you have any question, comment below and I will definitely answer you as the questions come. May God keep you, and you too, you can become a homeowner in America. It doesn't matter where you are in Africa, Asia, Europe, in America. If this is your dream, you too, you can. Another thing before I end, yes, Shiko hope now will be a real estate agent soon. Okay, I'm in class doing my real estate, and in some months I'll be one of your agents. So come here, I'll walk you through with your home buying process as a registered real estate agent. Yes, because I'm here to help you who is in America and you need a real estate agent. I'm becoming one soon. I'm in class, actually waiting for the exams, and hopefully I am going to get licensed soon. So real estate agent in Shiko hope. And because this is my passion and I love you, may God keep you and all your dreams come true. See you in our next videos. Remember to like this video, subscribe and share with your loved ones. Bye bye, and it is possible. Inawezekana. Bye.